Okay, let's talk about something that has been itching my brain since yesterday, because this happened yesterday and I still don't understand why, but honestly, we just have to talk about it. So, yesterday I went on to the Epic Game Store to see what was new, and apparently a new game came out called Forspoken. Stars Ella Balinska, which I'm a bit of a fan of, and I was like, interesting. The game is expensive though, so I said, you know what, I can't pay for the game, but there is a demo for this game, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna download it for my PC. So I did just that. I downloaded it to my PC so that I can play it, because, you know, I think I have a decent rig, you know. I haven't talked about it too much on this channel, but I might do a specific video of this in the future. But I noticed that this game launched on my computer, and it was running a little bit heavy, and I didn't know why. I had no idea. Honestly, I didn't do my research or anything, but the game was running kind of heavy, which is kind of weird, because for a PC that I have, where I think sometimes, you know, there might be some bottlenecking, because, you know, I'm running a Haswell build with a GX 1660 Super, so for me, I think, you know, maybe I'm running into some problems. Maybe the PC has not updated, and maybe that's the problem. So apparently there wasn't any real update they needed to do on the computer, so that wasn't the problem. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can try to play this on my PC. So I fire it up again, and still heavy. And I go into the settings, everything is set to low at 720p, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Normally games at 720p are running smoothly on my computer. And I launch the game, and it crashes. And at that point, I'm like, why is it crashing? It's a demo. It's supposed to just launch the game and not have to worry about it. So apparently, this game has probably one of the, I'm not going to say the worst specs, but I'm going to say it's probably the most cringeworthy specs for a game that I have ever seen. And the reason why they're cringeworthy is because, first of all, let me give you some pretext here. My computer is running an i5 4590, 8 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 1660 Super. With that setup, I can play at 1080p, medium to high settings, a game like Cyberpunk 2077. I can play Detroit Become Human. I can play pretty much anything that the PS4 can play at around the same resolution. And it runs most of those games fine. But this game has gone way out of its comfort zone and said that in order for you to run the bare minimum, you need 16 gigs of RAM. You need an i5 or an i7 3770, I believe, and you need a GTX 1660 that has 6 gigs of RAM. So apparently, my computer doesn't have enough RAM to run this. Sorry, I was about to curse. But this computer doesn't have enough RAM to run this game. And apparently, I would have to upgrade my computer just to have it play at 720p. Just think about that for a second. I would have to upgrade my PC, meaning me, who usually does everything on a very tight budget. I would have to go out buy an extra 8 gigs of RAM to add to my computer so that I can play this game at 720p. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? 720p? Really? Your game needs a lot of power to run a 720p game. That makes no sense at all. It's a game that's supposed to be playing at 1080p, 30 to 60 FPS. And I can't believe that they would do that. I really can't believe they would do that. Like, couldn't you have created an update or a patch in the future where I can run it on my computer with 8 gigs of RAM? And they say, and here's the kicker, this is the real kick in the head, they recommend you have 24 gigs on your computer and that you have close to an RTX card and an absurd amount of space on your computer. As a matter of fact, they recommend you have to install this game on an SSD, and not just any SSD, an NVMe SSD. What the heck? Like, dude, make your game as accessible as possible. I mean, oh my god. I run Cyberpunk, which is a game that is supposed to be super heavy on a computer, and I run it on this computer just fine. I get at 1080p medium to high settings on a 1660 Super with this i5 4590. I get pretty good frame rates. The computer doesn't bottleneck as much. I get anywhere between 35 to 50 frames per second, depending on how heavy everything is happening. If there's a whole lot of action going on, it varies, but it's stable, it's workable. And that's Cyberpunk, probably one of the most detailed games ever created. Yet, this game, I need to upgrade it just to play in 720p? Dude, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, I am flabbergasted at this. It really grinded my gears. If it's not already evident, this really has grinded my gears down to like a pulp, because I am really surprised that it can't run on my PC. And I really wanted to play this game. I'm a fan of Ella Balinska, believe it or not. And I'm more than likely going to make a video about this because, yeah, I'm going to talk about her in another video because, yeah, it's a whole other topic. So having said all of that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are as disturbed as I am with the simple fact that you can't play Forspoken on a basic PC because it needs an absurd amount to just barely play 720p or even 1080p, please go ahead and go down in the comments below. Tell me your frustrations as much as it has frustrated me. And while you're down there, go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit the bell, because this channel has videos up literally every single day, and you want to be notified when those videos go up, right? So yeah, click that subscribe button and ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully that they probably will drop the specs, and I'll be able to play the game and maybe even give my thoughts on it. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video.